Tomorrow, more than 50,000 runners will toe the starting line of the world's largest marathon right here in New York City. This year's race witnessed a record number of applications, a reflection on what's been called a global running boom. Our Nancy Chen tied up her laces to get an inside look at what's driving the popularity of running and how it's become a competition to get to the starting line.
As the saying goes, life's not a sprint, but a marathon. And runners lately are taking that to heart. As the sport makes massive strides across the world. According to the fitness app Strava, global participation in run clubs jumped about 60% last year. And the London Marathon just shattered a world record as more than 1 million people applied for its 2026 race. Nearly double the number from 2 years ago. Odds of getting in now lower than being accepted into an Ivy League school.
How would you describe the running landscape today?
Booming. One word, booming.
Jeff Adams leads the company Marathon Tours and Travel, which offers all-inclusive experiences at races around the world. Trips that have been dubbed Racecations.
Has running ever been this popular?
I don't think so. It's become so inclusive for many of the people that were already passionate about the sport going into COVID, those that found the sport, those that maybe came back to the sport. Those folks are working their way up through the 10Ks, half marathons, full marathons, ultra marathons. This is the only sport where I think amateurs and elites get to compete on the same day, on the same field of competition, and be celebrated in the same ways. It's really a special community.
That proved to be true at last month's Chicago Marathon, which welcomed a record number of participants from over 120 countries.
I traveled in from Rogers, Arkansas.
From China.
From Arizona.
Boston, Massachusetts. Why do people want to sign up to go so far just to go work out?
Yeah, it is that global citizenship approach, I think, that many of us have these days. We're seeing that trend as a very strong trend within the 25 to 35-year-old segment. But they're more focused on gathering experiences, becoming a global citizen, than they are finding a spouse, a house, the things that go in a house, right?
Another factor, runners chasing the Abbott World Majors, 6 of the world's most prestigious marathons. According to Abbott, hundreds of thousands are working their way to achieving them all, part of an overall wellness trend as people prioritize their health.
How would you describe the joy of running?
It's a mental, athletic pursuit.
I love that it embraces community, it builds discipline, it builds a healthy habit.
I think just the sense of accomplishment that you get after finishing a run is just, you can't beat it, it's unmatched.
It's expanding beyond just a pastime, fueled in part by social media influencers. Run clubs, including those for singles looking for love, and even races that take themselves less seriously.
Let's do it.
Like the NYC Bakery Half Marathon. Athletes stop by 8 pastry shops across 13.1 miles.
About 2 weeks before the marathon now. 14-mile taper run today.
It's even motivated this runner to sign up for 26.2 miles for the first time in 6 years, tackling the New York City Marathon.
How would you describe this park on race day?
I always say that the finish line of the New York City Marathon is really the happiest place on earth.
Rob Simmelcare is not only an avid runner,
The finish line is just around the bend from where we are right now, less than a mile away.
but CEO of New York Roadrunners,
Thomas, Esther.
the nonprofit behind the New York City Marathon and 40 other races throughout the year.
How would you describe what we're seeing in races right now?
We launched our registration for a bunch of the races in early 2026 recently, and in 35 minutes, they were all sold out. So it's incredibly difficult now to get into our races, and it's consistent with the surge in running participation and popularity that we've really been seeing since the pandemic.
What would you say to people who might feel left out?
There's always an opportunity for anyone to run. There are marathons happening in every state in this country all year long, so there are always opportunities to run. One of the great things about running, Nancy, is that there's really not much barrier to it. If you have a pair of running shoes and you know a route, and there's a route anywhere you could possibly think of, including outside your front door, you can run.
Runners are leaving a mark well beyond the race course. Last year, the New York City Marathon injected nearly $700 million into the local economy between accommodations, dining, and transportation for runners and their supporters. It's a skyrocketing success of a discipline that's no longer a solo sport.
It feels like there's this need for connection also that running provides.
I think that's what's different about running nowadays versus maybe 30 years ago. You think of running as something you do alone, but now it's really something that people are doing to find others. And so running is now a way to connect, not just a way to stay in shape.
Where do you see the future of running 10, 15 years from now?
You know, there's a history of a lot of new types of exercise that can be a bit fad-like. You know, we've seen a lot of things come and go. I don't think that's going to be the case for running. I really believe that this is something that can last and will last as people continue to discover the transformative power of running.
I hope there's no finish line in sight when it comes to the thrill of the chase. For CBS Saturday Morning, Nancy Chen, New York.
I always wanted to be a long-distance runner, but my knees were like, no way, girl.
Well,
not happening.
Nancy's running tomorrow, as we know. It's why she's not here. And 50 degrees is the low, 63 is the high. And that seems, to me, like a really good temperature out there for everybody. So enjoy if you're going.
The sweet spot.
Yeah, enjoy it.
How about that?